Hello everyone and welcome to ITNT 2420 Network Admin 2 for Fall 2020. I will be your instructor this semester. My name's Matt Crowley. I'm really hoping the next 14 weeks will really help you get prepared for the Microsoft 741 exam. We're going to go over all the different networking aspects and networking management aspects of Windows Server over the next 14 weeks that will really get you prepared for not only the exam, but everything you're going to do in terms of network administration in a real working and corporate environment. A little bit about me. I am a Clevelander, local. I've moved around a lot, but recently moved back last year. I spent a lot of time as CIO of a couple airports, Cleveland and Philadelphia. I was a software developer at Microsoft for a while, and now I am the CEO of a local startup, Signal Cortex, and I run a consultancy as well for cybersecurity, Cypress Lake. So, wide technical background, and hopefully I can assist with a lot of my experiences that I've had, both in my schooling and my work life. So a quick video, just want to go over the different parts of Blackboard and what you're going to see in the course and when things are due and how we're going to approach the learning this semester. So when you go to Blackboard, the homepage will be your announcements page. At least once a week, I'll send a reminder of what's due, maybe some content I get forwarded on from me from the IT group at Tri-C or anything else that I find that you might see as interesting, I will post in the announcements. Very first thing you should do after you log in is go to Start here in Blackboard. I've posted a link to Cengage, which we'll be using for our textbook and for quizzes and for labs this semester. The Tom Show book is widely used to study for 741, so that's what we're going to use. The syllabus is up here. That's our contract, so make sure that you read it in full. And then some links to Tri-C's online learning support, student services, tutoring, etc. I'll post this video on here, but obviously since I'm making it right now, you don't see the link. So that is the Start Here section. Let's look at the syllabus real quick. Here's my contact information, my cell. I really prefer that you contact me over email, though. A lot of times, again, I'm an adjunct, so I also work outside of the school and in a lot of meetings. So email is really the best way to get a hold of me, and it creates a kind of record of our conversation. The prerequisite to this course is Network Admin 1. So make sure that, or if you have equivalent skills, make sure that you brush up and make sure that you know that side of things, because it will apply here when we talk to network administration. This course is all online. The course outcomes can be found here and also on the Tri-C website. But what's most important is our text. Again, it's the Tom Show's MCSA Guide to Networking with Windows Server 2016. Again, it's covering 741. Microsoft has changed in its exams after the end of the year. They extended it due to coronavirus. So what you're studying now, you should really make sure you try and take that exam before the end of the year. Again, I provided links to the Mindtap page on both the Start Here and the course content page, which we'll look in a second. Again, when it comes to academic credit, accessibility, you should see this in most of your syllabi. Attendance, you need to make sure you log into Blackboard twice in the first 2 weeks, as well as submit one assignment per week. Otherwise, you're auto-dropped from the course. Conceal carry statement. This is online, so make sure you read it, but a lot of it doesn't necessarily apply if you're not going on campus. We're doing a lot of labs really to prep you for the certification exam. So there's 29 labs throughout the semester. There's a couple weeks which are full lab weeks. One to prep you for your midterm, one to prep you for your final. There's a lot of labs. I get it. Some are longer, some are shorter. There's 10 unit quizzes that go along with everything. And depending how everybody does, we might drop a quiz. Midterm and final, each of those I've left at 100 points. And then each week of the 14-week course, you'll have a discussion board. The first week is tell us about yourself. And then the second and subsequent posts are all about find a news story for the week related to what we're using, or a blog post, what we're learning. Every discussion board is due Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Your initial post must be 100 words, and then you're going to do 2 replies by Saturday at 11:59 p.m., 50 words minimum each to 2 different peers. Labs and quizzes and exams, those are always due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. each week. Standard grading scale. The course schedule reflects exactly what is on Blackboard, as well as Mindtap and Cengage. You'll see I post a Blackboard a link every week to the content. So right now all you'll see up there, for instance, is course prep, configuring TCP/IP. If you go on Mindtap and you want to read ahead, you're welcome to do it. Just the links just aren't on Blackboard yet. And then I outline what's due each week. Most weeks, labs, quiz, and discussion board, except for weeks 7 and 8 and 13 and 14. These are your practice labs weeks and your midterm and your final. I don't accept late work. If you have a death in the family, get coronavirus, obviously, legitimate things that you can document. I'm not here to ruin your life. But if it's just you didn't get to it because you were busy, you get a 0. We're all busy. I'm busy. But we got to make time for our responsibilities. So I typically do not allow for late work. Again, boilerplate stuff from Tri-C. If something happens, like I said, towards the end of the course, a lot of times if you get sick or you have a death in the family, middle of the course, you're fine. You can catch up. End of the course, we can always extend the length of the course through an incomplete. So don't worry if something. I know that you have enough to worry about in your life. If something truly happens, we just extend the time for the course. Withdrawal statement. Mind your dates of when you have to withdraw from the course if you don't want to take the course anymore. I don't put up with plagiarism or cheating. There's really less opportunity in this course. Discussion boards, don't steal stuff in your discussion boards and post it. I teach a lot of programming courses, and there's more opportunity for this, but less in this course. But again, follow the academic honesty guidelines. We'll spin it positive because they call it academic dishonesty. So be academically honest. Again, please read through the whole syllabus here. Netiquette. Be kind to each other on the discussion boards. Be respectful. I know there are trying times right now. Doesn't mean you can't debate. Doesn't mean you can't speak what's on your mind. But make sure that you just treat everybody's opinion with respect, even the ones you might disagree with. Please read the coronavirus COVID-19 NCOV 2019, whatever you want to call it, statement. It's hitting closer and closer to home for all of us. Even I'm starting to know people who have had it. So it's a big thing. Make sure that you're following up with what Tri-C is asking you to do for this. And, stay safe and stay healthy. That's really the most important thing. Watch out for yourself. Watch out for your family and friends. Okay, well, that's the syllabus. Course content. So I put a link in here to the textbook. And if you click the course content link, you will see... You see I have a placeholder. This is for me. You don't see this week X. That's how I have a template I use for each week. So... course prep, this will be your first week. Again, the book link is up here if you need to sign up for it. This week will be a pre-assessment to help me understand where you're at. Very important on the pre-assessment. If you do it, you get 100%. You might, let's say you get 70% or 60%. I will manually go in and adjust those grades. It's really just information for me so I can, if I need to change up some teaching or highlight a specific topic. Here's your to-do list for the week. You have a lab for how to do labs. So very meta, and a pre-course assessment and a discussion board. Every week I've broken this down into 3 things. I try to highlight green things are graded. So discussion board, just tell us about yourself. Do, again, Thursday and Saturday. The readings for the week. So we'll welcome, the user guide, and then the exam objectives for 741. And then videos or presentations. This week, there's a couple video series along with the book. Most weeks we'll have a slide deck. Your labs. This week, only one lab, the lab of labs, the lab of how to do labs. So a really easy one, free points. I highly suggest you do it. And then the quiz for this week. Quiz for this week is just kind of a test. You don't have to take it as seriously as a final. Just, you don't have to study for it. I just want to get an idea for where you're at, so I included the pre-course assessment. And again, no matter what your grade, you're going to get 100 because I'm going to change your scores. And that's how it's structured. So each week, so if we go in like Unit 1 here, we have readings, video presentations, practice, labs, quizzes. It's pretty much all the same each week in terms of structure. So, next week, well, I guess I don't know when you're watching this video. Week 2, we'll talk about TCP/IP and configuring that in Windows Server. And then finally, every week has a discussion board. Week 1 is tell us about yourself. Remember, initial post Thursday, 100 words by 11:59 p.m., and then 2 responses by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Each of those 50 words. If they're late, you get a 0. And then finally, every week, so week 2 up here is please post a link to a news story or blog post within the last 30 days and talk about it. Talk about what it means in terms of the topic, your analysis of it. And again, that's Thursday, and then 2 peer responses by Saturday. And the one good thing with the discussion board, from weeks 2 to 14, it's the same thing. I, again, want you to not only learn stuff in the class, but keep up with the content and talk to each other. So that's how we're going to do it. And that's about it. Oh, let me flip over to Mindtap. So all of the quizzes, all of the labs, they're going to be in Mindtap for this semester. So I've organized everything in here the best that I could. So like, for instance, week 1 course prep, there's links in Blackboard, but then there's also the links in here. So you can operate out of Blackboard, but you can operate out of this as well. Just remember, your discussion boards are all in Blackboard and everything else is in Mindtap. And then each week, so week 2, we actually go to chapter 1. Week 3, we go to chapter 2. And I've broken these out into sections. And then finally, like week 7. Week 7, there's no reading. You're just going to do 4 labs. I like the labs a lot better than the readings. So, you might like it, you might not like it, but what it does do is prepare you for the exams. And then the midterms, and this is just exam week and a discussion board. Same thing. Towards the final, we do lab work to prepare you for the final and for your 741 exam. And then we do the final exam. So it's very predictable. If you want to make sure that you can hit your dates and plan your schedule, I try to make this as predictable and as easy as possible. But again, if you run into problems, talk to me. Let's work together. Again, I know I'm a stickler with the late work policy, but if you communicate with me in advance and it's a legitimate reason, no reason why we can't work together on it. So if we got to move some dates or whatever, but don't come to me the day after something was due and say, I was just too busy. So that's about it. I hope you have a fun semester. Like I said, you got my email. We will talk. I don't have formal office hours, but what we'll do is we'll just schedule some meetings if you need it. Send me any questions you need. If you have fundamental problems with the course that I can't solve, we'll work together. I can direct you to tutoring, which is a great resource from Tri-C that you can tap into. So again, have a great semester. We will talk. If you have any feedback, questions, comments, give me a buzz. Talk to you soon.